Over the last few weeks, we've been introducing you to the delights of Central Otago Golf, of course, Cromwell, Wanaka, and this week, the Alexandra Golf Club. Alexandra, where the sun always shines.
The iconic Clock on the Mountain, and the sort of scenery that has made New Zealand a world-famous tourism destination. With the brilliant blue of the Clutha River and the colours of the surrounding scenery, there's no doubt that Alexandra is one of the prettiest towns in New Zealand. There's plenty to do and see all year round in this central Otago town, and one of its real highlights is the Alexandra Golf Club. Now this is a real hidden gem.
The golfers that come here can't believe it. For a course in Alexandra where we basically have one greenkeeper and an assistant, the course is just in great condition all year round and enjoyed by all.
Alexandra is on the edge and it's a lovely little course, and there's other things you can do. There's wineries, there's the rail trail, and of course there's riverboat cruises, so there are lots of things you can do in this area.
Alexandra was named as the best presented course in 2008 by the Southern Turf Managers. It's an award they're naturally proud of.
We hope that it means that people are going to say, hey, we've got to go and play that course. To our club, it's recognition to the people that work on the course, the greenkeepers who do a great job, and the voluntary guys we have out on the course. So it's recognition to them, but we're sure that the people that actually come and play it enjoy it.
Former New Zealand cricketer Jack Alabast has been a member of the Alexandra Golf Club for over 20 years. He's familiar with visitors marvelling at his home course.
I was speaking to a visitor from Australia a little while ago, and he said, when do you make up your mind that you can play on a Saturday? And I said, oh, well, tee off at 12 o'clock. Well, he said, I have to book in a week ahead where I am, so that's the difference.
Jack's sporting prowess is clear. He often shoots scores below his age and knows that there are similarities between golf and cricket.
It's more difficult than cricket in a way because it's all over to you. You can't blame somebody else or you get put on the wrong end or whatever. It's all in your own hands.
The Alexandra Golf Club is not an easy layout. Its narrow fairways make it a stern test.
This was developed out of sand, bare land, and when it was put together, the members of the day were told we were never going to get a course to grow here. Wouldn't happen. So they put irrigation in, and we've got what we've got now. But because of that, it is narrow.
It's like 6,000 metres off our blue tees, which is not extremely long, but it's very, very tight. And obviously being built on sand, that we get a lot of really, really sandy lies and bony lies. It's really like a linksy style course, but with trees.
The members love to see new visitors, and they're also very proud of the community spirit that makes Alexandra the club it is.
The whole Alexandra area, Clyde, Omakau, Roxburgh, is full of great people, pretty relaxed, and everyone just has a good old time.
We say to the members, look, we need some work done out there. They all put their hands up, and we get plenty of people out to do what we need to do, and that's shown in the presentation of the course.
And the course is always well presented. Let's begin the tour of the layout now at the first.
Our first hole is about 319 off the white. It's a pretty straightforward hole as long as you hit the fairway. It's a slight dogleg left, protected by bunkers on the right and trees on the left. So the club golfer will probably hit a ball down to the 135 marker and hit onto the green, quite simple. But if you miss the fairway, you could be in trouble.
2 holes later is another feature at the par 4 third.
It's a pretty straightaway par 4. It's a very narrow driving hole, and again it's protected by a group of trees on the left hand side and quite a large bunker on the right. The club golfer would normally hit short of the bunker and hit onto the green about 135, 140 to a green that's quite sloping as well. The big hitter will probably carry the bunker and be maybe hitting wedge into that green, which gives them a little bit of advantage, but they take risk in doing that.
By now, golfers should be warmed up and ready to take on the hardest hole on the course.
Our number 1 stroke hole is the 8th hole. It's one of the newer holes on the course. It's quite a severe dogleg left, and it's 351 off the white tees. You've got to keep right, keep out in the open, so that you're going into a green that's raised and slopes to the right. You don't want to be on the left-hand side hitting into the green with the ball going to shoot away from you. So it's a long par 4, and it's quite testy, and especially if you're playing into the wind. Sometimes our prevailing wind comes from the northwest, and it's pretty tough with those conditions.
A nice birdie there for Di, and the par 5 9th is another good chance to score well.
The 9th is a par 5 coming the other way, and that's really a birdie hole for the big hitters, but it's very tight off the tee. Quite a narrow chute that you hit out of with pine trees on the right. So it's a matter of really keeping out of trouble. But it is a possible birdie hole and a nice looking hole.
Another birdie for Di as he completes the front 9 well as we move on to the back 9, where we stop off at a demanding par 4, the 11th.
Well, the 11th is a hole that we've just rebuilt the green on, and it's a good par 4. Again, it's a straightaway hole, but it's very tight. It's quite tight off the tee, especially off the back tee. But again, it's protected by trees on the left. And then we go to the green. It's got a couple of tiers in it. So it's a smallish green with several little rooms in it. And if the greenkeeper gets real tough, he could put that pin in some tough places.
And finishing off the course is another signature hole of the Alexandra Golf Club. The 18th is a par 4 that has decided many match play contests.
It's a straightforward hole, but more recently we've introduced a water hazard to the front left of it, and this was the idea of Alistair Kidd. But it's a hole that you've got to hit it straight to be able to get to the green. It's protected by a big gum tree on the right, so any balls that are pushed to the right off the tee, you've got trouble. And that's a good, tight finishing hole.
Alexandra completes our courses that we highly recommend you visit on a Central Otago golf tour. Don't underestimate this course, and remember, there's always a warm golfing welcome from the locals. The region attracts plenty of tourists with the historic rail trail, a real feature to explore. And remember, if you're heading down south, make sure you highlight Alexandra on your itinerary.
For Central Otago, there's just so many great courses, and Alexandra is certainly right up there with the best of them. If you come into the Central Otago area, come to Alexandra and have a game. You're more than welcome.